Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film a super festive bomb holiday makeup tutorial for you. Obviously, I'm already done. But yeah, I recently got a bunch of new makeup, a bunch of new products, so I just wanted to film a video for you guys wearing doing a look where you could totally slay the holidays. Like wake up on Christmas, you're still in your jammies, hair up in a bun, but your face is beat. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. Alrighty, and then today's Bible verse comes from John 14:8, and it says, "If God is all you have, then you have all you need." And that is super simple, like a lot of the other ones that I read. But pretty much, if you have God in your life, what else could you possibly need? I know that we're like, oh, I need more lipstick, I need more makeup in general, I need this and this and this, I need a new puppy, which I think I probably do need a puppy. I'll put that on my Christmas list. But in general, we don't need anything else as long as we have God. He is the one that can fill us up with happiness, with joy, just make us feel so fulfilled and loved and important and cherished and all the happy things. So yeah, if you don't have God in your life, I really encourage you to get him in your life because he's the bomb.com. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram. My name is @MaloneMUA, just like here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, be my friend. Subscribe to my channel until the end. Subscribe. Oh girl, I changed it up. I did a clap instead of a snap. Gotcha. I really appreciate that you guys are cool with my weirdness because I feel like when I get in front of the camera, all my weirdness just comes out. So let me know if you want to see more of it. I'm here all week. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna stop just babbling my mouth away because I could sit here and just talk to a camera all day long. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this Christmas sleigh during Christmas season glam. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera, and I'm also going to conceal around them off camera just because that is super simple stuff that nobody wants to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be back to start with the eyeshadow. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the eyeshadow portion of the look. But also I wanted to say, to conceal underneath my brows and prep my eyeballs, I used the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer, and I've seen a lot of people on Instagram using this to conceal under their brows and prime their eyes, so I decided to try it today. I'm not sure if people set it with a powder before they go in with eyeshadow, but I feel like you would have to or else it would get messy. So I set it with a new powder that I also recently started using, which is the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. Looks like this, and so that is what I used to set my lids. I also use this to set my under eye, but girl, that's not for a while. Okay, so for this look, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe Dare to Create, I think it's the 39A palette, which I'm sure you've all seen, but it looks like this. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. The metallic beautifulness of this just gets me every time. It's so gorgeous. And I'll go ahead and open it up and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. So here is the inside of the palette. As I said, you guys probably have already seen this palette, but I haven't filmed a look using this palette. So I wanted to, because I recently got this palette and I have used it nonstop ever since because I'm in love with it. It's so bomb. I live for it. So I decided to do today's look using this palette. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a nice transition shade right in the crease. Your transition shade is the most important part of pretty much the entire eye look. If you don't do your transition shade, then the rest of your eyeshadows and stuff won't blend. They won't look nearly as good. So that is the first thing that we are going to be doing. And I'm going to go in with a Morphe M433 to do this. And we're first going to go in with the shade Canvas from that palette, and I'm just going to tap into the eyeshadow palette and then tap off the excess because I don't want too much, you know. And then I'm just going to start buffing this. Oh, holy pigment, girl. I'm just going to start buffing this right into the crease of my eye, and I'm just barely touching my lid as well. I don't want to go in and really push into my lid because that might upset the base underneath it. And I don't want to upset the base that I put down because then things can get just not good, you know? So I'm just going into the crease of my eye and I'm just blending this in circular motions, and then I go back and forth in windshield wiper motions as well. And I'm taking this from the outer corner of my eye all the way to the inner corner. And I'm focusing this the most just right into that crease of my eye where my eye like folds, and not a whole lot up above that fold, like on the brow bone. You want to keep your shadows like as low as you can and not like start super high. So like start with a transition shade right in the crease, and then as you blend it out, it will slowly, gradually like get higher and become more of a gradient effect. But you always want to like start more in the crease of your eye and not take like a dark shadow and just stick it straight to like above that crease, because that will never, ever, ever work out good. Okay, so now that we have that transition shade blended into our crease, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the kind of like reddish tone from this palette, which is in the shade Vibrant, and it's kind of just like a brick red color. And I'm going to take that on the same brush, and as I said, I'm going to tap into it, and then I'm going to like tap off a little bit of the excess, and I'm just going to take that into the crease as well, but I'm not going to drag it up as much towards the brow bone. And I also am just going in like super lightly. So tap off, and then I'm just going to like push it into my eye in that crease before I start blending. And then I'm just going to lightly, like super lightly, barely touching my eye, go in and just blend that out. Okay, so now that we have that red in the crease, I'm just gonna go in with a Sigma Blending E36 brush. This is just a very mini little baby blending brush. And I'm gonna take this in that canvas shade, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit of it. And I'm going to take that again right above that red shade. And this is really just going to help it look like the eyeshadow is like super blended out and has that nice gradient effect. And I'm just going in little tiny circular motions with barely any product and barely touching my eye. Okay, next up, I'm going to be going in with a Sigma Blending E25 brush, my favorite brush of all time. I'm going to dip into the shade Passion, and this is like a deep reddish grape color. And I am just going to barely tap into that and then really tap off my brush, tap off the excess, because I don't want to like super go in with a whole lot of this. I just want to use it to deepen up the crease a little bit. So this brush is really nice for going in and deepening up the crease because it's a blending brush, but it also is like comes to a pinch point at the end, like it pinches this way. And so it's really nice to just fit right into that crease of your eye. So I always take this when I want to go in with a color like right in the depth, like deepest part of my eye. So I'm going to go in with that Sigma brush with that shadow in Passion, and I am just going to start blending this very lightly into that very crease of my eye and making sure that I am keeping it low and not taking it too high, because I still want to see like the nice red tone that we have going on already on our lids. And like I said, I'm just starting with patting it into the crease, and then I will go and I will blend very lightly back and forth. Okay, so now that I have that blended into that crease of the eye, I'm just going to go back in with the Morphe M433 with that red tone. I didn't dip any more into it. I just have still like the leftover red on that brush, and I'm going to lightly go over the edges of where that purpley shade meets the red. Okay, so now that we have all of those shadows blended into our crease, the next thing that I'm going to do is I want to really deepen up the outer like parts of my lid. So I want to go in with black and just like really smoke them out. So the first thing that I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner. It's the Eyestudio gel liner in Blackest Black, and I'm taking this just on a Morphe pencil brush, and this one is nice because it is a synthetic brush, and so it does really well with cream products. And I'm just going to dip into that cream eyeliner, or that gel eyeliner. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if you go in with a cream liner and you put it down before you go in with a black shadow, it really ensures that it stays that deep black color. And because usually black eyeshadows have a tough time staying super black, like they kind of can be a little tricky. So it's always good to go in with a gel liner or something like this before you go in with a black shadow. So I'm just going to take that liner and I am just very lightly going to tap it into the outer corner of my eye. And I am not blending with this brush, I am just tapping in the eyeliner with this brush. And then I'm gonna go in with a Vasanti Contour Eyeshadow number 4 brush. And I am just going to go right over the top of that shadow and really blend it out. And I'm focusing mostly on that outer corner, but I am dragging that black in a little bit into the crease towards my inner corner. And it's okay if the eyeliner isn't blended out like a ton, because we are gonna go in with black shadow and go over the top of it. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to dip in with that same Vasanti Contour number 4 brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade Muse in the Morphe palette, which is just the black shade, and I'm going to put that right over the top. And this is just going to help to set that black eyeliner that we just put down, and also help to like make it look a lot more blended. And especially with this one, I am barely touching my eye, because I do not want to go in like too hard with the black, because things can get ruined real quick with black shadow. Okay, and then I'm just going back in with that Sigma E25 brush, and I'm dipping into that Passion shade, and I am just taking this right where that black meets the red, and I'm really buffing out between that black and that red shade. Okay, cool. So I like the way that this eye is looking. As you can see, I very much so smoked it out with that black. There's a fuzz on my lash, which is what I was going for. It looks really bomb up close, not gonna lie. I've been blending for like 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the other eye here, and then we will go ahead and move on to the next step. But just so you guys know, like with eyeshadow, you can't expect to get a bomb eyeshadow look just like quickly throwing something in your like crease and just moving on super quickly. Like you're gonna have to sit down and actually put some work into it for your eyeshadow to look very blended and just look super bomb. So I mean, that doesn't mean every single day you have to sit and spend a whole bunch of time blending eyeshadow, but if you want to do like a snatched look, it is going to take a little bit longer, and it is going to be a process of going back and forth between brushes and using different shades and different types of brushes and different techniques in order to get that perfect like fierce blend. Okay guys, so now that our eyes are blended to filth, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and cut the crease. I don't think I'm gonna do like a full on cut crease. I think I'm just gonna do like a half cut crease, but I'm gonna do that using the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer. And by the way, I have this in the shade NW15. I just went in there yesterday to purchase this, and I just said, whatever one you have that is the lightest shade, it's for me. Because I'm the kind of girl that's so pale that anytime a concealer comes out, I already know I'm gonna need the palest shade that they offer. So I'm just going in with a Sigma Cream Color E58 brush, and this is my favorite brush ever to use to cut the crease. I feel like it makes it so simple. So also you can use code MaloneMUA on all Sigma brushes and Sigma eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks and everything that Sigma has, and you can get 10% off if you use that code MaloneMUA. So I'm just gonna go in with that brush with concealer on it, and I'm just going to start to cut the inner part of my crease. I always start at the inner corner when I'm cutting the crease. I start at the inside and then I drag it out, and I don't go in one continuous motion. I always start at the inner corner and then I do like small tiny little strokes to make it to the outer part of my eye. And like I said, I'm just going to do like a half cut crease, so I'm going to leave it about there. But right now, where the crease is cut, if I were to look down, it would transfer up to my upper lid space. So what that basically means is that I need to go a little higher with that cut crease so that it doesn't do that. I also do this just because when I look straight on, I like for you to be able to still see that there's a cut crease, and I don't want it to like disappear into the crease of my eye. So I'm just going to take that line a little bit higher into my crease. Okay, so now that the crease is cut, I'm just going to be going in with my MAC Cosmetics Nylon eyeshadow, and this one is obviously not from the Morphe palette, but there's not like a bright white, really pretty highlight shade in the palette, so I had to improvise. Is that what it's called? Improvise? Yeah, that's the word. And because I wanted my lid to be like that bright white color, so this is the shade that I'm going to use, and I'm taking this just on a Sigma Cut Crease E62 brush, and I'm just going to pack that right on top of the concealer that we just put down. And this is just going to set that concealer, but also it's going to give it like a really pretty bright white look, because this shadow is just like a bright white, and it has like a very subtle shimmer to it as well. And whenever you're doing a cut crease, you really want to make sure that you are setting that concealer really well on your lid, because if you don't, you will end up being a creased mess, and nobody wants to be a creased mess on their lid throughout the day. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go back in with that Vasanti Contour number 4 eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna dip back into that Muse shade, which is just the black eyeshadow, and I'm going to tap this onto the edges of that cut crease portion, because I don't want there to be like a harsh line between the two. I want it to blend nicely from the cut crease into that deep outer corner. Okay, so now that we have the outer corners all smoked out and it just is blending all seamlessly on the eyes, I'm gonna go in with eyeliner, and I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay Perversion. This is just like a liquid eye pen, and I'm gonna go in and I'm just going to do a a thin to pretty thick line on my eye, because I want the eyeliner to I want to be able to see it where the cut crease is, and then it just to kind of disappear into the blackness and become that super blown out shadow at the end. I don't want to do a wing, so I'm just going to go in with this eyeliner. I really like this eyeliner, so I'm going to go in and just quickly line my lash line. So as you can see, now that eyeliner starts thin and it gets super thick and just blends right into that black shadow and almost just goes on the outside, which is exactly what we were going for. This eye is so snatched. I am so ready to, oh girl, if I had somewhere to go tonight. Okay, so now that I have eyeliner done, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be going in with my Smashbox X-Rated mascara. You guys already know this is my favorite mascara of all time. I'm actually running out, so kind of on the struggle bus, but I'm just going to go ahead and coat my upper lashes, and then we are going to stick some lashes on and then get on to the face. Okay, and then for lashes today, we're going to be going in with these Balm lashes that I found at Walmart in the Halloween section. I have no idea what brand they are. I have no idea what style they are. They honestly were in, when I first got them, they were in a package that was Halloween lashes with the lashes that have spider webs or all the crazy things on them. They were with that same area, and these ones looked a lot like the Powder and Pandemonium Calypso lashes, so that's why I grabbed them. So if you do love the way these lashes look, you can get them from Powder and Pandemonium in the style Calypso, and they look literally identical to these. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my House of Lashes glue and get these lashes all tacky and then apply them to my eyes. I love these lashes. They're so big and so fluffy. That funny moment when Walmart sells these as Halloween lashes and you buy them because they're your everyday lashes. Welcome to my life. Okay, so now that the lashes are on, the eyes are pretty much done. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go in and just clean up under my under eyes. And then I'm also going to do my face off camera, just because if I were to do my face on camera, this video would be 45 minutes long, and nobody wants to sit and watch me ramble and do makeup for 45 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my face off camera, and then I will be back to finish up my lower lash line, add a lip color, and finish up the look. Okay, so I'm going to be going in with the Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush, and I'm going to dip into the green shade in that Morphe Dare to Create palette, and this is in the shade Pine, like a pine needle. And I'm just going to dip into that shade, and I'm going to run that right underneath my lash line. Okay, so now that we have that beautiful green shadow smoked out underneath the eyes, I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to go in with a Sigma, let's see, a Smudge E21 brush, and I'm just going to tap it back into, actually, girl, we are going to go all out with this bomb look. So I'm actually going to tap it back into that Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner using that Sigma Smudge E21 brush, and I'm just going to barely dip into it, and I'm going to run that underneath my lash line because I want to continue the super dark black kind of a thing on the lower lash line as well. Okay, so now that that lower lash line is all blended out, I'm just going to go back in with that same gel liner again on that Sigma Smudge E21 brush, and I am just going to take this and line my waterline on my top and bottom. Okay guys, so next I'm going to go ahead and go in and highlight my inner corners and my brow bone as well. And to do this, I'm going to be going in with that same Jeffree Star X Manny Eclipse highlight or Skin Frost. and I'm just going to take a Sigma Pencil E30 brush to do this. Okay guys, so the very last step of this tutorial is that I'm going to be going in with lips, and you know I'm about to do a red lip because it's Christmas time and red lip is like the famous color to do during Christmas time. So today I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Uncensored lipstick, and I actually wore this one today and I absolutely loved it. Look how gorgeous this packaging is. Like, can we just take a second? The packaging is everything. I will say, since I tried this earlier today, I wore this all day during the day. This formula is very watery. It's kind of like a Jeffree Star Cosmetics, his formula, but a little bit more watery. So it is a little bit difficult to work with. If you are someone that is new at doing a liquid lipstick, this might be a little bit difficult for you. I personally love the formula of like an Ofra liquid lipstick or the Limelight by Alcone liquid lipsticks. Those are pretty much the identical like formula, and I like them because they are thicker and more of like a mousse, and they don't really dry down all the way, but your lips stay nice and hydrated throughout the day, and they're also still like a liquid lipstick, so they stay on through everything. That is my favorite formula. This is not the absolute best formula I have tried, but it is beautiful. The packaging is incredible, so it makes it all super worth it. And I put it on at like 7 o'clock this morning and didn't have to touch up a single time. And then I just wiped it off at like 5:30 p.m. And now I'm putting it on again, but it just goes to show that it lasts a long time. I also will say I do not love the applicator on this. It is kind of a funky applicator and I don't really love it. I feel like it makes it really difficult to get like the perfect lip. But I mean, this lipstick, you kind of just have to work with it and play around with it and just really be careful with all of the lines that you make. Also, I will say that this lip color looks a lot brighter, like a lot more like a candy apple red in the packaging. And when you actually get it on your lips, it's a lot darker of like a deep cherry red. Okay guys, and that is the completed look for this holiday sleigh tutorial. I hope you guys love how it turned out. I personally am fangirling over how bomb it looks. I was planning on doing like some glitter, like, cause you know how like most holiday looks end up having like gold glitter and like just crazy glitter everywhere. I was planning on doing that, but I'm actually living for the fact that this is like an all matte like eye look. My lips are matte, like it's just like a very matte look, and I'm actually living for it. Probably just gonna sleep in this tonight, wake up tomorrow morning like, hey babe,